Back at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, Railers on top, 44-32. They will start with the basketball. Gesner over to Tommy Harris, Christian Van Hook on the right side, back to Max Cook, Jordan Gesner, Christian, and he's going to be called for steps. Little stutter step as he thought about going up for the three, and he's looking to the official trying to explain, but I didn't travel, here's what I did, and that's a little too late now.
Terry's probably not going to have much to do with that, Jeff. He has a son at home who's exactly the same age as Christian. He's used to pointless whining.
7.5 to go. Again, Centennial can get within single digits, but nice job by Max Cook. Steps in the right. Started to drive down the left side, now pulled it back, and the Railers will set. Gesner to Van Hook. Harris drives in, back to Gesner. He fires a three. And I think we're going to have an illegal screen or something called underneath against Tommy Harris.
That call came as a result of that big screen the last series. Ref was looking for at that time and got it.
Whoa. And the high school football season for Centennial is over. That was a nice pass. Unfortunately,
way into the stands.
Yeah.
Not even really heavily guarded.
He thought Minute Bull was standing on a 10-foot ladder. Ooh, big battle inside.
They tried to lob it down for Christian, and he and Vaughn were going at it, and Vaughn knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Railers.
Going at it describes it well, Jeff. Well-placed elbows.
Cook looking to inbound, still looking. Lob play was there, and he didn't get it to him.
He did. He had Van Hook on a lob.
Yeah, he was wide open, too.
Van Hook in the right corner, back on top to Harris. Now over to Hayes. Hayes on the left-hand dribble, fills up from 15. Missed it badly off the front of the rim. Centennial tracks it down and then lost it out of bounds. Or are they going to say? Not sure what they're calling up. They did say it was out of bounds. It's back to Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln ball student section is blocking us a little bit from the play, but we do know we have the ball.
Max inbounded in the corner. Right
Max,
back to him.
Three, back room, no good. Tip try by Bowlby and Gesner doesn't go down. Vaughn comes out with it for Centennial. Alexander on the left side, and a blocking foul is going to be whistled on Bowlby.
I didn't get that whole gyration thing there. What did he actually call?
I think something.
He called a block on Bowlby.
I think what he's whistling, it was just simply that it was on the shot. So he's getting 2 free throws. Although I'm not sure what as you said,
histrionics. Pantomime, that's it. He's Marcel Marceau.
Free throw, no good.
Well, I think he was saying that the ball was definitely tipped with or in the cylinder, but it looked like Champaign Centennial had tipped it.
Yeah.
The ball was in the cylinder, so I don't know why Coach Lavin from Champaign was upset, because it was clearly his guy that did it.
Coach Al's on him now about something. Boy, Coach Al's not a happy man.
And the baseline official signaling to his partner, stop talking and
let's wrap. We all want to go home tonight.
Second free throw rattle is good for Alexander. He now has 5. Centennial's run off 6 in a row. It's an 11-point game, 44-33, and they've extended the pressure. They get it to Gesner in the middle.
Nice job. Barrero's got it to the middle and broke it.
Something they weren't doing on Monday night.
Yeah. But it's 11, Jeff. This is a big possession for the Railers. You need to get a good look here.
Now, this is the point of the game where are you afraid to take the shot because you might miss? And Vaughn gets whistled for the foul.
Yeah, he can't stay with
their first foul of the second half.
Yeah.
So I don't think Lavin has a lot to complain about.
Yeah, he definitely can't stay with Van Hook when Christian puts it on the floor.
Nope.
So at any time, I think we can at least get to the basket with Christian.
Well, you wonder if it's time to take the air out. The Railers seem to be doing that somewhat. Obviously, they're still looking, but you knock a minute off every possession, you're doing pretty good.
Van Hook over to Bowlby. Cook Guarded closely by Lavin. And a foul's going to be whistled on Lavin.
Yeah, he's still going to be aggressive, though.
Well, that time Van Hook, Josh Elena cleared. Van Hook had the ball just above the free throw line.
Yeah.
He got to go right to the basket.
Well, and I thought Max Cook had a lane to the basket, too, and he passed it and dished it off.
Gesner inbounds in front of his teammates, gets to Cook.
Last year's team did that a fair amount. Drove away from a basket.
Lob play, Cook. Christian for the dunk.
Got
and
it.
he's fouled.
Nice. Great pass by Cook. Jeff, you and I were talking about that play, and I see what you mean.
Foul goes against Walls. That's his third. Christian's free throw up and good.
Christian's been silent, really. 17 in the first half, and now he's got his first basket and a free throw there. But, Champaign Centennial's done a pretty good job of holding him down in the second half.
I got to tell you, I thought all year that that if we could get to 45 on offense, we'd win games. And we're at 47 right now, and there's another turnover.
Bowen just cannot handle the basketball. Gesner goes in with the
basket interference.
They don't call anything. Christian gets the rebound, and we've got a whistle.
Oh, that's baloney. Where's the replay? He tipped it out of the cylinder. Two guys looking at it, and nobody saw it.
Walls picks up his fourth. Van Hook will go back to the line, shooting two.
Guys, if you watch the defense a little bit here, the coach has done something that he normally has not done that I've ever seen. He's basically man-to-man on the zone, on the full court press, where if they don't have good ball handlers up front and can break a guy down, we've got everybody else covered. Rather than doing a trap or rather than having a guy underneath the basket, we've pretty much manned all over the court here. And, boy, it's been a long time since you've seen something like that out of Coach Al.
Washington, the last 10 seconds. When Roth was not going to get the ball.
Right.
And Coach insisted that he stayed in his zone.
See, now we've got a man here, and we got both guys covered up on the here.
You're right, Josh. There's a lot of man principles out there, isn't there?
We're in a spot of a 1-2-2, but we've got man. He's all over it.
Underneath the Vaughn, contact, spins out, no good. Rebound back up by Alexander, that's no good. Tip try, no good. Van Hook out with the board for the Railers. 49-33, under 5 minutes to go. Christian Van Hook leading in the scoring column with a career-high 22 here tonight.
Watch a 5.
Cook over to Olsen.
That's the flaw for Centennial here. They've got to have a big kid on Olsen. And Fink just isn't going to be able to guard him, John. So they'll always have an outlet when they run this wave.
Yeah, and I don't think they've got a guy that can guard Max off the dribble either. Basically, whoever 44 is guarding can go to the hole because he's not as mobile as any other Railers.
Certainly not as good as their two big kids from years past. But those were also special.
After the foul on McCray, the team foul situation is evened up at 5. Dare say it's getting close to being a little chippy out there.
Jeff, I was just thinking the same thing.
Olsen, Cook, wide open, didn't take it. And the Railers very content to look for that best shot. Halfway through the fourth, Railers on top by 16. Belsic drives, kicks back to Gesner. Gesner working against the big kid. Christian, corner, 3, spins out, no good. Cook tried to get it, tipped out by Gesner, and then the hustle by Gesner getting it to Van Hook forces the foul on Centennial. Another good loose ball effort play by the Railers.
And I don't know if we've seen, in just to say the last 5 years, of a group that goes after offensive rebounds. As you remember and watch the game as I have, we don't go to the offensive glass and go get rebounds. Gesner is very good at going to the offensive board.
Cook there on a backdoor layup, Jeff.
Now an 18-point advantage.
You're definitely right, Josh. We usually just gave up on offensive boards.
Lavin's 3 no good off the back of the rim. Vaughn and Garth both there. They lost control of the rebound. Railers come back with it. Cook on Belsic. Over to Gesner.
I think too here, up 18, we can protect the ball, but also like to get Pod a shot here. He hasn't shot it well like he can for the first 3 games, and I think for his confidence, we could, probably run a set or try and get him a 3 or something easy for a layup even.
Yep. And he's just trying real hard. It'll come to him, but he's got to learn to relax. Seems to be playing a little fast.
Cook to Christian,
Nice.
who goes in off the glass, count it, and he is fouled again. You know what? We don't have the individual stats. Max may be close to double figures in assists again.
Yeah, he delivers the ball when it's supposed to be delivered. He's a great bounce passer. As you know, when guys are cutting to the hole, the bounce pass is the easiest thing to catch. It stays away from the hands of the defenders. And if you got a guy that can dribble and get into the lane, and we just have guys cutting to the basket, he can get a lot of assists, especially if he's passing it to Christian.
Yeah, no doubt. If you're going to set assist records and be a good assist man, you got to know who you're dishing it to.
Christian's free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Into the contest for the first time for the Railers is 5'10" sophomore Tyler Horsham, as well as 5'9" junior Dane Eimer. 3 on the way. That's up and good from McCray. He has 5.
Centennial's first 3 of the second half.
Lob to Olson. Skips it over to Eimer.
Oh, Max missed it.
Check that instead of Tyler Horsham in. It's Cody Heidbreeder in as Cody lost it in the backcourt.
That's a familiar name, Jeff. Is that in the second generation of that family?
I don't know if it's the same.
Harrison Hayes in, replacing Van Hook and Olson.
Nice game for both. Good win tonight. The Railers came out, took control relatively early, and just have been workmanlike, put them away in the second half.
Approaching the 2-minute mark, Railers on top 53-36. See if they can hold an opponent under 40. Alexander skips it over to McCray. Harris comes back out on him. Napper, ball movement quickly into the corner to Alexander. 3 up and good. Timeout taken by Coach Lavin. 1:51 to go, 53-36. They're taking time. We will as well. Railers up by 14. Back in a moment with Lincoln. Railer basket. Back at Roy S. Anderson. 53-39. Railers on top by 14. And this has certainly been, Josh, a team effort. I mean, Max has dished it off, played great at the point. Christian's led the team in scoring, but it just has felt like a real team win tonight.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things that a lot of guys have done that may not show up in the scorebook as far as scoring points, but they have done what they need: offensive rebound, tapping it, getting on loose balls, and we've talked about it. That's what this team's going to have to do to win. They're going to have everybody that's on the court or ready to come in, be ready when they get out there and do the things that they got to do to win. All the little things have to go right. Not saying that this team isn't talented, because we are talented. These guys have some talent. The problem is that at some point we're very young and small.
Yes.
So in order to, as we saw, to do the little things, the Pod Belsic going after a big guy that puts the ball on the ground, just the little things like that.
We've got to use quickness, Josh, to overcome our size disadvantage.
Highbreeder missed the free
Lincoln
throw.
Ball. There you go.
Yeah, and Hayes does an excellent job of boxing out. When he's been in here, he just puts Centennial back into the wall.
Hayes is tough.
They try to go home run. Can Max track it down? He can. Dribbles it over to Eimer. Minute 25 to go.
Don't foul Centennial. Come on.
Napper will send Max to the line. And if Max can get a couple to go down, he'll hit double figures.
And as you said, Jeff, probably close to double figures in assists.
53-39.
Another good floor game. We started to see a very good floor game last year out of Nathaniel Smith out of the 4 position, and Coach has another one going to be here for a couple years left.
Yep.
Fourth quarter scoring has all been Van Hook and Cook.
Hook and Cook. We'll hook them, we'll cook them, Jeff.
55-39. Max gets them both. He's in double figures now with 10, joining Christian. Highbreeder steps in the way of Vaughn trying to make a move. Alexander with a push shot. 3 is good.
Boy, Centennial 3 for 3 here in the fourth quarter on three-pointers.
Not sure they made any in the first half. Very few if they did.
2 of 6 in the first half and 0 of 1 in the third quarter.
Under a minute to go. Hayes over to Harris. Back to Hayes, and we're going to have to make some free throws. Centennial's going to make sure of that. And it'll be Matt going to the line shooting 2.
Well, and I'm sure Coach Lavin saying, hey, it's early. We're going to have this situation at some point during the season, and we got to figure out what we need to do, foul and get down the score early and extend the game to may help them down the road.
Hayes free throw off, no good.
Yeah, you look at this Centennial team, Josh, they got some weapons. I think they got to look at how they can play a little better defense.
Right.
I mean, that seems to me to be their...
Right. And, of course, it'll always be tough in in the Big 12 Conference.
Yeah. Normal's good in the Big 12. They're going to have some talent this year in the Big 12.
Hayes' second one goes down 56-42. Alexander, another 3. Got it again.
Wow, 4 for 4.
Where's this get there?
This thing's going to look much closer than it actually was.
And then another foul, so Hayes will go back to the line shooting 2. Yeah, Alexander had 4 points through the first 3 quarters, Josh. He has 10 in the fourth quarter alone.
Yeah, I know he took a couple in the first half on the baseline, but boy, they were far from going in, and now he hasn't drawn iron.
Hayes free throw, rattles good.
Well, Jeff, I hope my trek home is easier than my trek here today.
Second one good. Matt 3 of 4 here in the quarter.
Almost had to call you and tell you I was lost in Lincoln.
New road since you've been back?
Christmas parade. Couldn't get through.
Oh.
Alexander again.
Wow.
Again. 58-48. 20 seconds to go. Dane Eimer will go to the line, and, you know, it's starting to look like Centennial may just simply run out of time.
Yes.
Yeah, they should have started shooting like this a little before.
Man, no kidding. They're 5 for 5.
And he's a foot or 2 behind the three-point line on that last one.
Coach Al's not going to be enchanted with us giving up this many points in the fourth quarter.
19 seconds to go.
We're 16 points into the fourth quarter already.
Timer.
Here again, some guys that getting some time stepping up and hitting the free throws, which you never know at some point during the season where these guys will have to be in at the end of a game.
That's exactly right.
Timer hits them both, 60-48.
That's what you use these tournaments for, Josh. You play a lot of kids. See who's got what.
And then a kick is going to be whistled. It'll stay with Centennial. How about, why don't we find 22?
Jeff, that would be a positive act, striking the ball with a leg or lower leg or foot.
10 seconds to go.
He's going to shoot it.
Napper, he fires a 3, and he hits.
Boy.
60-51.
Wonder if he lives in a valley.
Hold it.
Well, finally, a final score.
Yes.
Railers with the victory, 60-51. Railers improved to 2-1 on the season. Centennial drops to 1-2. Again, our final score, it's Lincoln 60, Centennial 51. We'll be back with our post-game show in a moment. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.